Some, Hi, I'm Gary Butler.
Hold on.
Hi, I'm Gary Butler, and Marcia and I own Summerside Vineyards and Winery. Some people are really surprised that we have grapes in Oklahoma, or that we can even make wine here. We are surrounded by states that have over 100 years of wine history. So we were very fortunate to be able to lean on that experience from Missouri, Arkansas, and Texas in getting started. Of course we have grapes in Oklahoma. We like to say in Oklahoma that we have the perfect climate for growing grapes. It's just the weather that's a problem. If we survive hailstorms, tornadoes, high winds, and heavy rain, we just might get a crop. Now, we don't grow all of the grapes that we use to make wine, and we have to buy grapes from other growers around the state. And sometimes we even have to go outside the state, to Arkansas or Missouri, to get additional grapes, depending on the weather. Like this last winter, we had an extremely cold event, and it's affected our harvest in 2010. In 2007, we had an Easter freeze, and we only got 1 ton of fruit, where we normally have 10 to 12 tons out of our vineyard. Now, some of the grapes that we grow in Oklahoma, depending on the region of the state, you might be able to grow the same grapes that they have in California, but up here in the northeast part of the state, we have to grow grapes more like Missouri. Grapes that are cold, hardy, and disease resistant. We have a higher humidity up in this part of the state, so we have to grow the right variety to make our wine. Now, a lot of people are really surprised that Oklahoma wineries like to get together and go to festivals and stand side by side. I think most people are surprised that we don't consider ourselves competitors. We let our wine compete, but we as wineries, we try and support each other. Many times I've had equipment breakdown, and since a lot of it is European made, I have to depend on other wineries for backup equipment sometimes to help me get through a harvest or a wine process. In 2000, we started our vineyard in Ketchum. We started our vines, and then a year later, we opened our winery in a 2-car garage next to the vineyard. Our tours were very simple in those days. We'd stand in the middle of the room, and you could just turn around very slowly and see the whole operation. Now we moved over to Veneta in 2003, and we have capacity to produce almost 10,000 gallons a year. So we've grown quite a bit, but we're really fortunate to have a great location right here on Route 66 and I-44, and we get lots of travelers from around the country and around the world. In 2009, we experimented by making a batch of honey wine, otherwise known as mead. And we found that there was such a popular response to that last year we made 5 different meads. They have some that are made with apples and honey that are called Sizer, apples and grapes that are called Piment, an apple and fruit which is called a melomel. That's a funny face I just made, but melomel is a combination of fruit and honey fermented together. And in a traditional mead would be just honey by itself. Honey is a very unique food that won't spoil, and it won't even ferment unless you dilute it, and then it will ferment and makes wonderful wine.